My name is Daniel Bradley. I am the pastor of the Bishop Charge in the Clinch Mountain District of the Holston Conference. I serve Alexander United Methodist Church. I serve Mount Hermon United Methodist Church, and also have Browns Chapel, which is an extension of Alexander that has been used for the Bishop Mission Initiative program. So the Bread of Life started probably about 6 years ago. I've been here 4 years, and the pastor before me and the church had decided to feed the community and have Bible study. So it started, and they were serving, I think, around 35 to 45 people a week. So they had originally applied for a grant. They had received a $5,000 grant, and they started the Bread of Life program. So through fast forward to where we are now, when I came here as pastor, we continued to do the Bread of Life. We were serving 30 to 40 people a week. Then the pandemic hit. Our funds were running low, and we had laid back to doing the meals once a week or once a month instead of once a week. So we were doing that just to keep it open and so we could still reach people. And the Lord laid it on our hearts that we need to be doing this every week because there were needs. And we approached the district office, explained our situation and our needs for supplies and donations. And from there, we have been blessed. And about 2 months after approaching our district superintendent, Jane Taylor, we had so many supplies and donations coming in that we were able to go back to doing the meals every week, and we go from serving 35 and 40 to serving 65 and 70. Then the pandemic hit, and we realized there were many more needs. And in that, now we're serving anywhere from 150 to 160 meals a week. So a lot of the people that had started the Bread of Life are no longer at this church, but they are definitely the forefathers of the ones that got it started. And the ones that are still here are very active. Well, we are reaching people with our food ministry again, and we deliver these meals. This is not a drive-through service. Due to the pandemic and people not having transportation or a way to get the food, we are delivering the meals to them. We are also set up to help people with clothing. We through the Bishop Mission Initiative, we have a clothing closet that is set up at Browns Chapel on Muff Fork Road. And if there's needs, we're able to help people with clothing, really nice clothing, some shoes. We have school supplies for the young kids that if they have a need during the year for it. We also are able to help with personal hygiene for all ages. And we are also in the process of working on a shelter. We want to be able to help. There's only one shelter in Tazewell County, and it is the Women and Children Shelter. So there's nothing for a family or anything that a man could benefit from. So we want to do a shelter, and here's why. It's because we're living in an area where fires and floods are prone to happen, and people are put out of their homes. And we want to offer them some kind of security in their time of need. So we're looking to do that, and we're seeing more and more homeless in Tazewell County than we have in the past. So we want to be able to help meet needs and do what God has called us to do. So we're doing that, and then we're also working on starting Celebrate Recovery.
My name is Linda Griffith. I'm with Mount Hermon United Methodist Church at Bandy, Virginia. We had changed pastors, so we got to know Daniel Bradley as being our new pastor for Mount Hermon. And he mentioned that they had a food program that they were doing to feed the elderly in the area and the ones in need. And so I was so excited because this is my dream that I had from years back, that I had no idea that I would get involved with it. And it's like the highlight of my Thursday and my therapy for my soul to come here. Biggest thing is when you knock on the people's door and know that they've been waiting for you all Thursday evening for you to come to deliver their meals, you can see God smiling, and it makes you feel so wonderful. And one of the stories I have is I used to go to this person's home when I was a little girl, and they always fed me because my friend, I was friends with her. Well, he lost his wife, and it thrilled me because you get tired and you get kind of anxious about, things. And she told me one day, she said, he always remembers Thursday, and he's always looking for you to come to the door. And I said, well, the biggest thing I think of, he fed me when I was little, and now it's my turn to feed him. And his wife had passed away, and he was living by himself. And some of these, we are the only people that they see during the day and have contact with. So I think that's, and then there's a few other elderly people that always wait for us too, with a smile on their face.
My name is Nancy Tullock, and I attend church at Alexandria United Methodist in Bishop, Virginia. My daughter started coming to church here, and I started coming to church with her, and we've just kind of grown since then. I got baptized, and I just felt like I wanted to do more, and I thought this would be a good place to start. I haven't been to Bishop in quite a while. My grandfather was a miner here back in the 70s, and really until lately I hadn't been over here. But start coming to church here and see all the needs in the community and just everything that Daniel is trying to do, it's just amazing. And it's you can tell by the people that come that he's reaching more and more people. I think just learning the way that God moves. My daughter had issues, and we did the whole faith of the mustard seed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and we were answered. And I had never seen that before. I mean, up close and personal. And that just really put me to where I wanted to be able to help other people also.
My name is Lisa Duncan. I attend church in Bishop, Virginia at Alexandria United Methodist Church. It was a few years back that my niece that we were going through some trials and tribulations ourselves, and we had got back involved in church. So I've actually been doing this now for 5 years, and it has just brought us so far. It's like, when you get into church, it's like sometimes you'll stray, and it's like God had a purpose for me this time, even though I know he had a purpose last time, but this purpose this time has been so fulfilling, because even my little niece, she's involved whenever she comes home. So it's been 5 years now, nothing but blessings. Let's see, I've been doing it, like I said, for 5 years. And the blessings that I have seen in the camp here, that's what we call it, the camp, is, I've cried with these people, I've laughed with these people, I have heard things through them that have moved me, and that has blessed me because it has drawn me even closer to God. And we feel like we're such a blessing to them, but really they're blessing us. It has just brought out so much more. I'm shy, I'm timid, and it has made me, it's like I feel like I'm overflowing. I get tired, but I feel like this is where God wants me to be. And I'm just so moved to be it, because it's like I said, I feel like I have just grown so much closer to God and to my community.
It has impacted me in a way that it has made me hungry to follow God and to walk closer with God, because I never realized until you get put into the midst of some of these issues, you really don't know the needs that are there, and we are trying to meet those needs because you hate to see people doing without. But it has made me walk closer to the Lord. It has helped me to lean on Christ more than I ever had before. And to learn that I'm not in this alone. I find that there's other people that desire to help, that maybe can't do it physically, but through donations and giving, they are able to do it. So it has helped me realize that even though we are limited to what we can do because of funding or whatever, it has helped me to understand that there are people that are willing to help. All I have to do is reach out and let them know what's going on and what we are in need of. 5 years down the road, I'd like to think that the Bread of Life is still going strong, that the Bishop Mission Initiative is an embodiment of Tazewell County, McDowell County, surrounding areas, to the point to where, not because of who we are, but because of what Christ has done, I'd like to think that We are right now laying the stones for the building of this mission, and that Christ is going to put it together. I'd like to think that people that have needs are going to know they can come to us if they have a need, and that whatever they are facing, they do not have to face it alone, that they have support, that they have somewhere that they can turn to. We have seen God move throughout our mission and throughout our work in the ministry here in ways that we could never explain, and all we could do was stand in awe and look up and say, God, we know it had to be you. One particular story is that there was a man that we served their family a meal every week. He has no legs, and he wanted to be in our church. And the reason he wanted to be here is because he saw that we care for others, and he wanted to be a part of what was going on. And he told us, he goes, but I'll never get to come and worship. And we told him, says, look, if you want to be a part of this ministry, and if you want to be a part of church here and you desire to go, we're going to get you into the church. And 4 or 5 of us would pick him up in his wheelchair, and we would carry him up the steps and carry him back out, because he desired to be a part of what God is doing. And it's a perfect example, not because of us, and we're not asking for a pat on the back, but as the friends that carried their friend before Jesus to be healed, and they ripped the roof off and they lowered him down before him. I think it's a perfect example of who God has called us to be and what we are to be. People can help in many ways. That we need people. We can use people to come and help prepare meals. We need people that will come and help do deliveries. It may sound silly, but getting in and out of your vehicle to carry food is definitely a task, and it's tiresome. They could come and help do deliveries or make deliveries, but they can also make donations. If they're not able to come physically and they want to help, they can make monetary donations, or they can send us supplies. We need foods of all kinds, food trays, to-go containers, things of that sort. And then if you know that you have extra cleaning supplies or personal hygiene, we take all of that, because there's always folks that are in need of this. So as we reach out, anything we get helps us to reach others.